Divide and conquer. It sounds like the best parenting and war strategy possible, right? We've all been there. You take him, I'll take her. Fast food dinners, I'll kiss you goodnight. We'll go to bed and we'll wake up and do it all again the next day. Seems like the best strategy for covering the most ground as parents when you have busy kids or busy grandkids or everything in life that is taking us apart from each other. But what if you were dividing and not really conquering? Today, we're going to uncover and unpack divide and conquer parenting because we believe and want you to believe that it can be done on purpose in the best way possible for the benefit of you and your family. Real quick, I want to introduce our new book, Winning at Home, a guide to leading your family on purpose. Gina and I put this together. This is not an all-inclusive, but it is an incredible foundation on some tools, resources, and ways for you to lead your family on purpose. Reflection questions, conversation starters, and just some tricks that we've learned over leading our family for 15 years on purpose and the benefits we've seen and the lessons we've learned. But today, let's dive in because you can conquer, but you cannot divide. That's what we're going to talk about, divide and conquer parenting. Let's go. Babe, what do you think about it?
Well, I think there's pros and cons to divide and conquer parenting. And if you're not aware of what divide and conquer parenting is, it's where the parents both take on responsibilities in order to get it all done. So whether that's getting kids to where you need to be or tasks completed, it's about you do something and get it done. I'll do something and get it done. So you're dividing to accomplish more.
That's right. And it sounds like a great leadership strategy. It sounds like something, hey, delegate and do only what you can do. And, you're the only driver, so you can take the kids and I'm the only driver. Like you take the kid. It sounds great in theory. But what I've witnessed, and I think what you've seen, is that many times families overload their schedule. And what ends up happening is they try to get so much done that they don't actually accomplish the main goal, which is being united as a family in the same direction, at the same pace, on purpose, to have a culture and relationships that they love and that thrive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was texting with a buddy the other day that sometimes we try to put so much, he was reading a quote from James Clear, and I'll find it and put it in the description, but James Clear is an author and he wrote several New York Times bestsellers. And he was saying, oftentimes we try to put ourselves in so many different things that we lose focus and we're not effective in the 8 things that we try because we're spreading ourselves too thin instead of focusing on 1 or 2 and being very, very successful at that. And I think families fall into the same thing. Hey, 1 kid has sports, 2 kids has sport, kid number 3 has music, kid number 4 has drama. I've got plans, you've got plans, and we're all going 100 different directions, and we feel like we can do it all. But in fact, we're not winning or succeeding at any of it because we're pulled in so many different directions.
That's right. And it's easy to get into that practice because oftentimes we are needed in so many different places at once. So I can see that people would think the pro is the positive of this is, hey, you go and take care of as much as you can. I'll do the same. And then we'll come back together. But oftentimes when we come back together, it's very disheveled. It's very rushed. Okay, let's rush bedtime. Let's rush all that stuff to where you're not really connecting as a family. And I think you see it so much and you hear it so many times where the marriage relationship, you hear, we just don't know each other.
Right, yeah.
Because you're not living together the same life, going in the same direction. You're going different directions.
Yeah.
And so you have to have time together to have closeness.
That's right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You are dividing, but you're not conquering.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is conquering you.
That's right.
Yeah. You need time to have relationships. Mm-hmm. So how do we do it? How do we conquer but not divide? In my mind, it is, hey, we have to agree upon and decide upon what is the vision and direction that we're headed. Because if we're both headed in the same direction, we can have different responsibilities, different roles, and work together towards that. But I think when the direction is more, and that's the whole direction, instead of, no, the direction is here. Now, what do we do that leads and directs to that destination?
That's good. I think it begins with seeking God.
Yep.
And asking him, okay, God, what is your will in this? Should we participate in this? Should we sign on to this? And I think oftentimes parents leading families don't pause and seek God on this. I think you get into a class with a bunch of kids and, hey, your kids and their best friends, the best friends are participating in this sport.
Right.
Okay, well, I want my kid to be able to have some extra time with their friend. Okay, now we're going to do this sport. Okay, well, now those friends are also doing this activity. And so you keep following people. And I want to say that we have to follow God and not this world. Because if we look at the trends of this world, like pause and stop and say, okay, do I really want to go in that direction? Because 70% of American families identify as dysfunctional. Do you want to be in that 70%? Like, make sure that you know where you're being led before you follow that.
Oh, you're 100% right. I had somebody say to me the other day, Derek, this is not normal. And I didn't say it at the time, but you and I talked about it. And the response is, I don't want normal.
Right.
I don't want normal.
Right.
I don't want to do what everybody has done, because when I look at what happens out there in the world, like I'll look it up. I've got notes on my phone, but I think it's 60% of teenagers suffer with depression and 20% have contemplated suicide. Hey, I don't want that anywhere near our home.
Right.
So if I am not going to be, or our family is not going to be like every other family, we have to do differently than every other family.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's really good in theory or in conversation, but how do we apply that in our lives? Where does the rubber meet the road? What decisions do we have to make? How do we do that? What does it look like on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis?
I'm going to go back to what I always go back with, and that is the Lord, like seeking him. Because we can be lip service all day and like, I want God's will and I'm going to seek God. Only you have to actually stop and seek God for his will. And so let the family know, hey, when the kids come home and, okay, I want to do this and I want to do that. Okay, let's pray about it. And you can just say, let's pray about it, but that's not enough. Like, actually stop and pray about it and tell your kids right then, hey, let's seek the Lord right now. Stop what you're doing, pray, and seek God. And that's where the rubber meets the road is, I'm seeking you. He is our shepherd. He is our guide. He's leading us. But we have to actually submit to his leadership and we have to commit.
And then you have to take action.
Right.
You have to follow through.
Yeah, you have to obey.
Right. We were listening to a pastor the other day and he said, hey, God's truth is like deodorant. Just having it doesn't mean anything. It only works when you apply it. And it's the truth. Hey, let's ask God, seek him, and say, what do you want? Now we have to follow through. Sometimes that might be a difficult conversation. That might be a difficult decision with a kid. Hey, I prayed and I just don't have peace for you playing that second sport this season.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but we're going to have to say no.
That's right.
Hey, I've prayed. I get it. I know you want to hang out with those kids, but I don't have peace with you spending the night over there, hanging out at their house for the weekend, going on that church ski trip, which seems so harmless and great, right? Like it's a church ski trip. Hey, instead, we're going to do something together as a family. We might have to say no to some things, to say yes to some things that we want even more.
Right. And those no's can be to really great things.
Absolutely.
And they can be to really great opportunities.
Absolutely.
That's right.
But it's all an opportunity cost because our yes cost something. That might be financial dollars. That might be time. That might be energy, commitment, focus. It might be relationship that we're giving because we're saying yes to something over there.
Right. Yeah. So I think there are so many cons with being a divide and conquer household because intimacy and closeness suffer. Like you're talking about the relationship cost of that. And we have seen this, spouses growing apart, mom and dad, their relationship with their children suffering, or even the siblings relationship suffering. And so I know, and my relationship was not suffering with a child, but recently we went out of town for a nationals sporting event, and the kiddos had an absolute blast.
Mhm.
Like they loved it, but they were, here, there, and everywhere. And that Derek and I actually got to see them very little. Like one of them was playing, and so we were participating in that, watching. But then when they weren't playing, the two were off together watching their friends play and so forth. And so I remember like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten to spend much time. And so we get home, like telling one of the children, hey, I need a date with you, because I'm not willing to forgo relationship. I'm
Right.
not willing to forgo closeness with them. And what do? We played pickleball, and it was free, and it was a great time, and we got to converse the whole time and connect. And so if you find yourself in those spots where you're not getting to spend a lot of time with your spouse, hey, let's make some time for each other. Kids, we're putting you to bed extra early, or you guys hang out on the couch and play a game or watch a movie. Dad and I are going on a date, or even if it's a date in a different room of the house, you're doing that. But siblings need the time to connect with one another, to grow and foster their relationships. Parents need time with each child. And most importantly, parents need time together.
That's good. You're absolutely right. It reminds me of, you did this well. Hey, you saw the warning light. You saw the check engine light on the dashboard. You saw the temperature gauge rising a little bit and decided to do something about it. But it reminds me of a message that the kids came home from church about. It was, we all have signs in the road, and I'll use it. What you're talking about is more of kind of a check engine light in your car.
Mm-hmm.
But when that light goes on, when the sign comes up and says warning, we really have three choices. One, we could pay attention and do something about it.
Yeah.
Two, we can ignore it and hope it goes away. Or three, we can rebel, which is do the opposite of what that says. So your check engine light comes on. In a home, this might be the feeling of, hey man, I miss you, or I haven't seen you in a while, and there's a check in my spirit against our relationship. That could be a check engine light. A check engine light in a family could be one of the kids saying, hey, when are we going to have dinner again? A check engine light could be arguing or frustration or irritableness. That's the word, right? Irritability? No, irritableness. In the home, like, hey, these are check engine lights. One kid's retreating, one kid's doing his own thing in his bedroom every day, all night long. High sugar intake, high TV intake, like the dopamine hits.
Right.
Because you're exhausted. Right. That's the check engine light.
Or I think also to add to check engine lights are like finding out things 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. And that can be with your spouse. That can be with
absolutely.
your children.
Absolutely.
Because you're not making time to talk with one another.
Yeah.
And with one of our the kid that I had the date with, nothing at all was wrong with our relationship.
No.
I just needed conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I need time with you. And
that's
quality
maybe the
time,
fuel gauge instead of the check engine light.
Well,
like,
no,
hey,
it
empty.
could actually be a check engine light for a feeler. And also my love language is quality time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I desire connection with all of you.
Right.
With all of you, for sure.
And so I think when that light comes on, when those things are evident in a home, we can, the same three choices. One, do something about it. Two, ignore it and hope it goes away. Or three, rebel, and that is, let's double down and let's sign on for more or divide more, or, hey, you do this, you do your thing, and I'll do my thing.
Back to being cautious of what you're following. Like, are you following the Lord, or are you following the world? We talked about 70% of people in America identify themselves as a dysfunctional family. Okay, we have episode, what was it? 33 is on our family meals. So check that out. It's on dinner discipleship. But statistics on family meals together are only about 23% of families eat together regularly. And regularly in this term means 4 to 6 nights a week. 16% of families manage to share 2 to 3 shared meals per week. And families with teenagers report to only having 1 to 2 meals together each week. And obviously it's saying meals, it's not saying dinner, but it's just saying eating together. And I think around that table, so much can happen. And so that's one good way. Hey, are we checking in at our meal times together? And I get it that parents want to afford their child every opportunity. They do not want their child to miss out on anything. But I want to take that part out. I think the world has normalized so many things, right? Like terrible twos, that's the normal thing. Not every 2-year-old goes through terrible twos. Or, oh, how many times has it been spoken over us? You just wait till they're teenagers. Just wait. As though we're supposed to accept rebellion and disrespect and dishonor and all these things as a normal part of life. And we're here to tell you that does not have to be normal in your family. You don't have to succumb to, oh, it's just the teenage years. You'd be like, you know what? A lot of families are doing that. I don't want to be normal in that area. I get it with being overscheduled because parents do not want their children to miss out on any opportunity, right? You want to afford your kids every opportunity. And it's hard to tell a kid no, especially, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And they're excited about it. I get how parents can get into a trap of being overextended.
Yeah, I agree. So, okay, this sounds pretty negative. This sounds pretty condemning on all the terrible ways and reasons why you don't want to divide and conquer parenting, and how we are all overscheduled and overheated and overbusy and overtired. How do we fix it? What do we do? How do we overcome it? Is it ever right? How do we switch this? What do we do about this?
Okay, I made a list of questions to ask ourselves.
Okay.
So 1, is God leading us to this?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And yeah, we say sports because it's relatable to us.
Sure.
But it could be
music, drama,
study hall.
Yep.
It could be mom's night out, dad's night out. It can be anything in the family.
Yep.
Okay, is God leading us to this? Are we doing this out of peer pressure?
Yeah.
What is the relational cost to this? In conjunction with the other cost, make sure we're checking out our relationships. Can we maintain optimal family unity and still do this? Is this weakening our family in any way? And is this further connecting us or disconnecting us? And I think those are some good questions to just pause and ask. And if we're writing in, no on a bunch of these, like, no, we're not having family unity, we're being further disconnected. That should be a litmus test to say, hey, maybe this isn't for us.
Yeah, sure. And I think, so what do we do with that? We see the check engine light, we're asking the questions. Now, how do we actually apply it? Not just identifying the issue, but applying it into moving forward and being positive and working towards family unity, relationships. Maybe there's a season where we have to divide and conquer parenting, right? So what do we do? In my mind, it is about having a unified identity, a unified direction, a unified relationship and goal that we're all working towards for a season so that everybody's on the same page for those things. To me, that comes with, like you've said, seeking God.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes with a conversation, sitting everybody down around the table or around the living room and just clearly stating it. I think you do a great job on Sunday nights to remind all of us to check in. Hey, what's your week look like? What's your week look like? What are we doing this week? What do we have on the calendar? And so that we can all share and say, oh yeah, hey, I've got a meeting Tuesday and an early morning Wednesday and Thursday, so that we can identify, one, the hot spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds like Thursday is going to be a busy day. Let's make sure that we're aware of that. Or two, the gaps where we can gain relationship or family time or quality time or whatever. Hey, let's protect this spot because of the other stuff going on. When I think about this, the other thing I think your questions identified it is anybody in the family, I'll ask it this way. Are we being humble and selfless in this situation? Because the truth is, if we are all in this together, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about one person over everybody. It is we're in this together, which means we might not get everything we want. We might not have the time that we want to do the things that we want. And that you said earlier, the kids might not get to do everything they want to do. And so there is an agreed upon selflessness that I think is important to talk about and have in the home.
Yep, that's right. I think we were met with that. Was it the summer or spring when one of our children had an opportunity for sports?
Mhm.
And being willing, we didn't just out of our flesh, no, absolutely not. That is not going to work out. We sought God. Okay, God, we need your wisdom. We need your guidance. The Lord showed us that wasn't right. And so our child did have to sit out of a off-season sport participating in that while another child was in it. So there's an example of not getting everything that you want. And I think sometimes we do have to lay ourselves down when we're not feeling like being the carpool lady, the
Sure.
chauffeur all the time, that we do also have to lay ourselves down and say, okay, yes, I choose to serve in this way with a happy heart and not begrudgingly, like that your child, you're driving the car and like huffing and puffing, and then the child feels guilty for even having fun. Like we don't want our children to feel that way. And so I think selflessness can come from everyone in the family, the parents, the children. There's a lot of sacrifice that comes with it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're in a season, not you and I, but imagine a family's in a season and they have to divide and conquer. They've got a lot on their plate. They're okay. Hey, we're all moving in the same direction. We feel like God's moving us here. What are some things that you can do, or perhaps you have seen other families do, that are hacks or ways to find the gap or pull relationship or maximize the most of what you can out of a season where you're busy, your schedule's full, and maybe you have to divide and conquer to get over it, given everybody's on board and there's like, how do you do that? What are some things you've seen other families do or ideas you have?
I've seen other families and we ourselves have had to get creative
Mhm.
with early dinners. We've done that a lot of times where we eat at like 3:30 or 4 just to make sure we're getting in a meal time together, or maximizing our car ride time together. Like if I'm in the car with the kids, I'm not on my phone. Like I'm not going to take a phone call. I'm just going to maximize on conversation, pouring into them. I think also having non-negotiables. Like, hey, no matter what, we are having X amount of dinners together this week, or having non-negotiables with travel days, or putting fun things on the calendar. Like, hey, come this Saturday, we're having family fun day. But I think finding any little nugget of time and then maximizing on that. So if you find yourselves like, oh, we're all on the couch reading, hey, time out. Let's do some face to face,
Yeah, that's
play
good.
a game
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
Or have a conversation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do you think? What are some?
So the early meals is one that I thought about. Like we've done with Jack's sporting schedule this fall, we did a lot of 3:30, 4:30 dinners. Maybe it wasn't this fall, maybe it was this spring. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and luckily my work schedule allows me that flexibility to do that. Somebody who doesn't, hey, find another time, right? Maybe it's breakfast. Maybe it's making sure that everybody has breakfast together. One of my friends, he's got 4 kids. No, he's got 3 kids. He's got 3 kids. Um, and he puts down on the calendar Saturday, this is your Saturday with your name on it from 8 to 10. This is your time.
Mhm.
And then the next Saturday is the next kid. The next
Oh,
Saturday is the
that's
next
fun.
kid. And so the kids know that's their Saturday with dad,
Mhm.
no matter what.
That's fun.
And if something happens, they're on vacation or like their makeup days.
Sure.
But hey, this is your Saturday. And then of course his wife has a Saturday too. Hey, this is our Saturday. Given he has 3 kids. And that's a situation. I like your idea or your perspective of finding those nuggets of time.
Mhm.
The time in the car. Let's use it for conversation, not just listening to music.
Mhm.
Hey, let's use mealtime for conversation, not just scarfing down some fast food. Um, yeah, I think those are great ways to do that.
So you may find yourself in a season of divide and conquer parenting. And our greatest hope for your family is that you maintain unity and closeness. So get creative. Find opportunities to connect, and don't be afraid to say no. Hey, this isn't right for this season of life. Doesn't mean that your no is forever and don't ask again, but maybe for this portion of time, hey, we need to scale back a little bit on our commitments. And that can look different year to year and season to season. But know that you're fighting for unity in your family, and so do whatever it takes. We are so glad that you joined us today for this episode. And we ask, connect with us on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. We need your prayer. We need your financial support. If you want to reach out to us in any way, you can connect with us at FamilyonPurpose.net. We do speaking and events, and we are excited to see you here next week.